Alright, YouTube. This is like update part 2. Uh, something. Anyway, so I think I told you about the GMC and the Ford and the other truck and Festiva and the Tempo and that other car, that Lincoln. The Lincoln I was gonna get yesterday for $200. Well, I was gonna give him 40. Well, I wasn't gonna give him 200 for it. I was gonna give him whatever I had at the time, and I was gonna give him a 4-barrel Harley carburetor and a 4-barrel Edelbrock intake manifold, which altogether they'd sell for maybe $200, maybe 250. Yeah. I really gotta get a new camera soon. I gotta keep making videos for YouTube. When I get the truck, like complete 4-wheel drive again, it's gonna be a lot of fun in the snow. I might put a blade on the front and push snow with it, but I gotta think of a system, like some sort of system to lift the blade back up. I think I could use a winch or something like that, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, pretty much all that's going on. I'm trying to make some major money here soon so I can buy a Polaris Sportsman 335 four-wheeler. It's a 1993. It's not in bad shape. It's in pretty good shape, actually. It's got, front and rear rack and a windshield and all this stuff, and it needs tires is what it needs. It's 4-wheel drive. The guy wants $500 for it, and yeah, he wants about 500 bucks. I was gonna give him the truck because he wanted the motor out of the truck for something. He was gonna give me the 4-wheeler, and well, that never happened. Yeah. What I want to do is buy, like, well, Dodge Caravans or Plymouth Voyagers they're famous for blowing head gaskets. The 3.2 or 3.3. They made a 3.8. There's one that they had in Caravans like in 1989, 1990, 1991, I think. They like had 3.3s or something like that. Those motors were famous for blowing head gaskets, and my dad's probably gone through 15 of them, 12 to 15 vans, because he does the vending. Like, he goes to Sioux City and all kinds of places in the area. He's got to do a lot of miles every time he has vending machines, and he has to go and do those. And so what I wanted to do was find out where a bunch of these vans are going to, like go to a junkyard and buy some from the junk owner, and have a bunch of vans out here and drive those. I mean, with the blown head gasket, they'll still run, just really shitty and get really hot all the time, and they'll get tough to start. They'd be fun for jumping and racing maybe and whatever. So, yeah. Trying to think of other stuff to say here. For some reason, YouTube, I submitted a, what is it? A partner application probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. Well, I submitted one, waited a month, nothing happened. So I submitted another one. It's probably been a month and a half, and it's been processing for the past 2 months or whatever, month and a half. They don't want to do anything to it. So, yeah. You gotta do some tug of wars and stuff, and maybe if I can get a hold of that GMC, and if I don't have the rear drive shaft on the F350 at the time, we can have a tug of war, because they're both front wheel drive right now. To get a drive shaft for that GMC, I'd have to make a drive shaft. Maybe get a piece of steel about an inch around or so. Yeah, get a piece of steel an inch around and get 2 yokes welded onto it. It needs about an 8-inch drive shaft, or I mean 8-foot drive shaft to extend from the transfer case to the rear end. The reason it doesn't have one is because the guy took it off. Well, he got a 7.3-liter diesel and took the box off that and extended that frame. He's going to use that for feeding his cattle now. He put the box on the back, has a motor on this box, and a bunch of, like an auger. He starts up the motor, engages this knob or something, and it runs this hydraulic pump, which turns all these augers, and it pushes feed out this barrel that's cut in half. And there's these. They're shaped like this. Say the end is the end of the feed. They're just feed bunkers. The end will be folded up, and then they'll be shaped like that. And he'll drive by, and his truck will spit up the feed out the side, and will land in the food bunker. Ow. Well, anyway, so when he made that new truck, he had to take the drive shaft off of the old one that he custom made. He found one and made a system. Like, it was a straight drive shaft. It'd come up to like a bearing here, and then off this bearing, it would here's the bearing. Then another one would come down and would go to the axle. So there was 2 different shafts. But I think I can just take one piece of metal, or just one, an inch around, all like not hollow, but not a hollow piece of metal, one that's an inch around, and a not hollow inch around piece of metal that's 8 foot long about, and get the 2 yokes welded on. If they're welded on right, not out of balance, it should work. As long as I don't like drop it into gear and just drop the pedal, and or say if I got stuck or something, put it in reverse and drop it into forward, it shouldn't break the yokes off. Or if I'm pulling an extremely heavy load, if it's in 4-wheel drive, it should be fine. The front end would take some of the weight off the rear, or I mean some of the pull off the rear. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do to make a shaft, and it's gonna cost about $30, probably $50 altogether to make a drive shaft. And I gotta get a radiator. I gotta get a can of stuff that's like guaranteed to fix the head gasket or whatever that's blown in it. And if that stuff don't work, I'm gonna go back to the auto parts store, and me and the owner, or manager, are gonna have a little bit of a talk, because that stuff is like guaranteed, and it costs 60 bucks a can. It's like a can about this tall. It's big around. Anyways, it's like guaranteed to fix it, and if it don't fix it, I'm not gonna be happy. And yeah. So yeah, that's about all that's going on with that truck. It's still sitting over there. I don't have it yet. I was gonna give him my truck, my blue truck, for his, but that's I'd be screwing myself over so bad. I'm not gonna do that. He just wants to scrap it, is what he was gonna do. And I think I'll give him something else instead of my truck. Maybe if I got that Park Avenue, I could give him that. But that might have a blown head gasket too. But my video's only got 5 seconds left, so